Hansi Flick will probably never ever change his highline tactic because that is his identity and the core tactic of his teams. And in this video, we're going to take a look at what would happen if he would change his highline tactic. Subscribe to the channel as I want to get back into posting a lot more videos, but let's get into the video. At Bayern Munich, he conceded just under 1 goal per game, and at Barcelona, it is just over 1 goal per game. Now on paper, that actually looks terrible. Ever since Flick took charge of Barcelona, Barcelona has averaged 2.81 goals per match, which is almost 1 goal more than Real Madrid. But if you look at goals conceded, they almost conceded the same amount of goals per game while keeping the same amount of clean sheets. However, ever since Flick took charge of Barcelona, Real Madrid has scored 172 goals, while Barcelona has scored over 300 goals already, which is almost double the amount of goals. And that got me thinking, is there really a difference between playing a high line or defending in a low block? Because Real Madrid don't play with a high line nearly as much as Barcelona do, but they concede more or less the same amount of goals. However, Flick's Barcelona has a much higher output in terms of goals scored. So that's really something to think about. Look at the comparison with Atletico Madrid. I think we can all agree that Barcelona play much more risky football than Atletico Madrid, right? But look at the clean sheets. Atletico just have a few more clean sheets than Barcelona. The average goal conceded is more or less the same. The average goal scored, though, is significantly higher. So the difference here really is at which side of the pitch are you defending. It doesn't matter if Barcelona plays a very high line compared to Atletico's low block that they normally play. If we compare that with the high line of PSG, you will see that Barcelona has been a whole 6 meters higher than PSG. In terms of professional football and pinpoint accuracy, 6 meters is a lot. That's why you will see people are much more one-on-one with Barca's goalkeeper than PSG's goalkeeper, right? And these are key factors. Now, what has been different for Hansi Flick? In all fairness to Hansi Flick, the high line is not the problem. The problem here is that the fact that Barcelona don't put enough pressure on the ball when deploying a high line. Because there's a reason why Barcelona is not the same team without Rafinha. Because he's the guy that's normally going to come onto the players and try to press him, trying to force the opposition to make these rash decisions. If you're not going to have pressure on the ball, look at like Clement Lenglet when he played that long ball in behind Barcelona in the league against Barcelona. He was just simply playing the ball through and then they were through on goal. There was literally no pressure on the ball at all, and this is why we miss Rafinha so much. Look at Lamine and Dani Olmo. Nobody's putting pressure on Clement Lenglet. He could just put his laces through the ball and just simply cut through it and play the ball in behind, and Atletico Madrid scores a goal. That has nothing to do with the high line. That's completely on no pressure on the ball. Again, Clement Lenglet has the opportunity to switch the ball. There's literally no pressure on him. And I think Barcelona is actually worse at defending in a mid-block or low block. Let alone leave the high line aside, leave the high pressure aside. We are actually worse when we defend in a mid-block. And I'll tell you why in a second. Again, there's no pressure on the player that has the ball. This guy has the world of time to make his decision. Why do we keep a high line and there's no pressure on the ball? Before we continue with the video, guys, I do want you guys to help me with something. I do want to get back into content creation and I'm going to need you guys' help. I want you to comment, share this video like hell. Let's get the people to get back into this channel because I feel like there's not a lot of channels that makes content about Barcelona's tactics, right? If you guys remember me from my Tactics FCB days, I do want to get back into that, but I'm going to need you guys' help. Let's get to 1,000 subscribers very fast. Let's continue. Now, many people like Thierry Henry, which I respect a lot, right, has said that Barcelona should drop the defensive line. But I actually think that that would make us worse. Because number one, Barcelona is absolutely terrible when it comes to marking and positioning. How many times this season have you seen Marcus Rashford being drawn out of position? And now you have the likes of Clement Lenglet or any great footballer at center back that can play the ball into these positions. And now suddenly you have Balde in a 2-on-1 situation. How many times have we seen Atletico Madrid come through the space And now, not only that, that will bring the amount of goals that we score is going to come down significantly. So I disagree with Thierry Henry in this situation right here, because we are not good at marking and defending our space. Yes, Pedri is great on the ball, but sometimes even Pedri makes questionable decisions when it comes to defending in these areas, right? There's no one-on-one going on in the midfield. We do not defend great in a mid block and a low block. So I don't agree that we should be dropping back our backline. That is just suicide. We have seen the questionable decisions that the likes of Kubarsi makes in these scenarios and in these areas, right? It's going to be suicide, guys. So that's why I disagree completely. We should keep the high line. We should just get better positioning and better pressure on the ball, and then we will be good. I mean, look at Marcus Rashford. What the hell is he doing there? With his back turned to the ball, or he's maybe turning around because they played the ball now. So now the guys have to run out, and now our left back is 2-on-1 in a situation right here. I mean, come on. And again, look at the positioning of Marcus Rashford. He's not even trying to run back. I mean, come on, there's no cohesion in this team. And you want to blame Hansi Flick's Highline? I mean, do you have to teach Marcus Rashford to run back when the ball is coming like that? And I don't even want to talk about our center backs. Look at Kubarsi and Eric Garcia. Oh my goodness. What are they doing? And yet again, you see Rashford not putting pressure on the guy that has the ball, but yet we have the high line. The high line is not the problem, folks. It's the poor positioning and the lack of pressure on the ball. Look at this right here. Look, where's Balde? I mean, does Flick have to teach Balde where to be as a left back when we're defending, running at our own goal? Are you serious? Are you serious? And Casado, why aren't you shouting to Jules Koundé to be aware of what's behind him? I mean, do you have to teach that as well? Come on. So instead of us criticizing this man, we should be grateful, because it could have been a lot worse. Did we see what happened under Xavi? Did we see what happened under Xavi? We should be grateful to him. So be careful what you wish for, because this highline has been nothing but good to us. It has been nothing but good to us. If there's gonna be pressure on the ball, teams are gonna struggle, and we're gonna score like we would normally do, right? There will be less balls in behind the defense. And now what this also do is, for these lazy guys like Marcus Rashford, it gives him less space to defend. And maybe I'm over exaggerating right now, but maybe Flick saw this. Like, this is why we have been able to score so many goals and win trophies with the same team that Xavi couldn't. The only difference is Dani Olmo. And now Marcus Rashford. They are terrible when it comes to marking and defending. So you want this team to defend in a low block or in a mid block? Are you serious? This high line has been, how can I say now, putting a lot of cement over a lot of cracks in this team. So I don't agree with Thierry Henry when he says we should drop the line a little bit backwards when you have guys like Marcus Rashford that doesn't want to run back really. Then we talk about Mbappe not defending. We have the same problems, guys, right? But this highline has really made the space between our players a lot less, right? So there's less space to defend. There's less strength in passes also. Now you don't have to play these long passes. Now you can play shorter passes. And these are all things that people don't look at. They look at when the players get the ball through and then they score a goal. That is what we look at. We don't look at all the other things that could be wrong. But that could just be me. But let me know, what do you think in the comment section, guys? Guys, like I said, I wanted to get back into content creation, especially talking about Barcelona. But I'm thinking about actually doing videos about other teams as well, but mainly focus on Barcelona. Like you guys know, I've been an OG creating tactics with over 11,000 subscribers on my previous channel, which was called Tactics FCB. I want to get back on track, guys, make more content, because I see there's a lot of confusion and I cannot allow that to happen. Please do subscribe. Let's get to 1,000 subscribers before I post my next video.